A train wreck to spin fire. The NFT and others are diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From your mint coins to tokens, he's got all the intel. Web3 wizardry to show you where the big sell. He's got the insights like a digital magician, unveiling secrets of the blockchain.
Thank you, GMs, guys. Good morning. April 29th. Hang on, how many days in this month? Just one to go. How we doing out there? Who is here? Katz is here. Christian Jensen is here. Lemon, sadly, still not here. I miss our bro. Miss our boy Lemon. We're live right now over on Abstract. We are live on X. We are live on YouTube. And so, smash the like wherever you're watching right now. But, yeah, come over to the YouTube side and subscribe over here. Catch the replays of the show if you can't catch them live. I'm just going to assume that's what Lemon does. I think. Lemon does pop in here and there. You know, it's I think Lemon misses the afternoon show. So do I. I think he misses the afternoon show. And it's just like, you know, a guy like Lemon's so plugged in anyways. He doesn't have to watch to keep plugged. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's full-time Web3. And then also, you know, when the vibes are like really back is when people really, really come back. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Now, fuck it. Lemon's always got to have that honorary first. I can't take it from the man. What's up, Mr. Wood? Good to see you. Dude, fun stuff to talk about today. Like a ton of fun stuff. By the way, follow me on X, Hudah_idiot. Follow us at CryptoSlam. It's CryptoSlam.io. SlamAI_XYZ. And yet again, make sure you check out our light paper right here. And then finally, follow the Swarm. It's our flagship AI agent, the Swarm_AI. Market cap's kind of, ooh. Yeah, dude, there's so many stories popping off right now. Like, I open up Twitter and there's another headline I need to show. Dude, it's because these conferences. I assume so. Like, there's a lot of attention here in crypto right now because of, what's going on with let's just like politics and regulations, right? But then we have conferences that really gets like these partnerships announced, right? A lot of these, a lot of people save announcements for, when there's more attention here. Again, out in Dubai right now, live, is Token 2049. A lot of good shots and videos from people hanging around out there. It's awesome stuff, man. Now the announcements we're going to look at today, I don't know that they were announced here. I'm not sure, but again, people taking advantage of extra eyeballs here, just extra eyes looking at crypto, and again, some big announcements, and they're coming from everywhere. I refresh, and here's another, and these are all big enough that I need to make sure people see them. Wow. There's a lot going on, man. A lot. Anyway, Token 2049. I've not heard any big news come out of there yet. But it's still early, and I know it's a lot of people shaking hands and meeting up at parties and dinners, and right. I wish I was there. I wish we actually had some kind of meetup out there, which would be cool. But I'm keeping my eyes on this. I think we'll get something that pops out of this event, and I'm still wondering if we get a little NFT run maybe out of this event too. But if not, that Bitcoin conference it's next month in Vegas, right? So these conferences, the circuit continues. Bitcoin conference next month. We had Donald Trump speak at it last year, right? Do you think we get him again? Do you think we get some policy announcements around that? I mean, it's a big one. We have NFT NYC coming up in June. Consensus is next month. I think Consensus is in just like 2.5 weeks. So a lot going on. And again, I do think we'll get some pretty spicy announcements just around it all. Hang on. Let me retweet the show here. Homer, if you're watching, dude, I love you. You're a fucking great dude. Hang on. Let me tweet out this show. Dude, I got up extra early today. It's newsletter day. So, up extra early to get that like kind of tidied up and ready to roll. You guys should subscribe if you are not already. And I lose track of time so easily because you just get in the zone when you're writing, and So between like researching for the show, writing the newsletter, I looked up and I'm like, oh shit, the show starts in 2 minutes. So I'm kind of juggling a couple things last minute. Apologies for that. But again, we have a lot to talk about. Big NFT sales. Hope you guys saw. If not, well, let's put this in front of your faces here. Massive Pudgy Penguin sale here. Just last night, it's Pudgy number 6873, a 200 ETH sale. Dude, this is inching up near $400,000. And for good reason. It's the only left-facing Pudgy Penguin in the collection. It's one of the 1/1s, right? So if you're in NFTs, you're familiar with like legendary or those 1/1 NFTs in a collection. In Good Vibes Club, there's like what 10 1/1s, something like that. Maybe it's 8 1/1s. They fetch a premium. Here you go. This is a big one. Now, did that person who sold actually see profits here? That I'm not so sure about. And when we get to NFT talk, we'll take a look at that. But still, it's a big sale. And those are the kind of things I'm watching out for right now. In fact, I in the newsletter show you the biggest sales in the past week. And man, it's a lot of big ones. I will say it's art selling for that premium above PFPs. But this right here, that's your top sale in the past week. Love to see it. We have Bitcoin starting its march up to, well, I don't know what exactly. I can tell you what I'm guessing, which is heading towards a new all-time high. And you'll see as we get a little deeper in as well, some predictions here. We talked yesterday about some predictions for like later this year and, maybe cycle high, but we've got some predictions for maybe a little more local, talking like Q1 predictions, Q2 predictions. Pretty nice. We're talking all-time high territory. And I think that's exactly what we're starting to see right now. But Bob Lucas saying we're definitely on a maybe a new path. We're in a really interesting part of the cycle here. And so hoping that we're in this very, very bullish phase here. We seem to be weekly close last week, putting us in a really, really good position here to start this new week's. Meme coins trending too. You guys keep seeing it. We'll look at meme coins as well, but some of these coins cooking. We're feeling back. I don't want to say we're back because I don't think we really left. But yeah, it's fucking game time. No doubt about that. And I'll tell you what, I hope I'm going to reshare my screen so we can do the audio here. But with meme coins returning, and I don't think we got closure on, the worst part of meme coins last cycle, talking about the scammy stuff, Libra. I don't want to lump the Trump token in there because I don't think it's scammy. I actually think it was pretty darn transparent. But China, I'm glad you joined us for a bit. Oh, dude, and yes. So China, hope your day is fucking awesome. But happy fucking birthday to my buddy Dead. One of my like oldest friends here in the space and one of our OG idiots and an awesome human fucking being and a phenomenal trader. Guys got, there's those guys that got that instinct. Dead's got that instinct, especially when it comes to NFTs. He's just good at this stuff. So happy birthday to Dead. If he's here, if not, whatever. Shout out Dead. He's just the best. Okay. We never really got closure though on, again, the Libra scandal. Kind of destroyed memes. We caught wind for the first time really of how deep the insider trading is. And when I say we didn't get that resolved, we didn't get enough names and we didn't see any of those repercussions yet. That's still going to play out here. I'm talking about Hayden Davis and Kaiser Ventures, I believe. And we know that's like just throughout this space. It's everywhere. And then we had like the LA vape cabal dudes, like our crypto influencer guys who came and then left and they're gone. They're gone entirely, like Frank D. Gods. And I don't want to lump Malcolm in, but he's like, he's just part of the crew. But you know what I'm talking about? These guys specifically went on the Adin Ross stream and talked to him about crypto, talked to him, Chef, good morning, man. Talked to him about crypto and we're pumping this MLG token and onboarding his audience, and Adin Ross with the actual best instinct out of them all, telling them Trump was the top, and these guys not believing it, and Adin was right. But Adin actually mentioned these guys yesterday, and he called them out as like needs to happen way more in this space. But man, check it out. Adin Ross talking about all those guys again. Frank, Malcolm, Orangey was there too. I'm trying to remember the other dude. FaZe Banks was there. I don't think he's talking about FaZe. I'm trying to remember the guy. You'll see him in the background. What? Leap. I think that was Leap. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, hey, check it. One sec. Audio here. Here we go.
MLG is up. You're good. Ban him out of my chat. Aladar, you're a dick sucking piece of shit, bro. You're a dick sucker. All those fucking crypto kids, they're nowhere to be found, bro. They stole millions of dollars from innocent people, bro. No, we don't see about them anymore, hang about them anymore. They're nowhere to be found, bro. Fuck them. I'm dead serious, bro. Fuck them. Fuck, what the fuck have they been on, bro? They're like hiding away somewhere underground. It's fucking insane, bro. They bought like bunkers and shit. It's fucking insane. I like Thread Guy, though. I like Thread Guy. He's a funny guy. He's cool because he's been watching me for a long time. But all the other ones are weird.
There's a bee on my computer screen right now. And he looks like he's humping it. I don't know what to do about this. I'm not sure what I do about this right now. I don't want to move. You know what? I'm gonna be brave. Dude. It's like, dude, fuck out of here, man. Jesus Christ. Those guys disappeared. It's not just disappeared to us, like disappeared from like IRL too. Like Adin Ross has no idea where these guys are either. Are they scammers, dude? This is the part I'm not sure about. It's so easy when you lose money to like instantly look for somebody to blame. And you're going to blame the people who appear that they're making money. And yeah, Frank and all those guys, they appear like they're making money. I think Frank definitely is making money. But it's really easy to blame them when the price goes down. This is what I'm so not sure about. Frank, Banks, all them scammers dumping. Like, okay. I would assume there's like proof of it. And I also am just going to use like common sense. Do I think those guys with the attention they get, and they do have a lot of money, you can tell. Do I think that they on like alt wallets are talking about what they're going to talk about on stream and that they've got these other wallets loaded up and that they're selling behind? Do I think that that's happening? Dude, 1,000%. 1,000%. Here, I'm going to pull up. I think everybody's seen this, but like when those guys were on the Adin Ross stream, interesting that he talks about Thread Guy, still likes him. I do too. Like, I defend Adin Ross. I like the guy. I'm not Adin, Thread Guy. I like the guy. I don't know if he's a scammer. I don't know. I try to just read people, and he seems legit. I don't know. Spidey sense goes off with Frank. I don't know. I think Malcolm's cool. Who's this guy? Is that Leap? I don't think that's Leap. Orangey's in this stream somewhere. I think it's mostly Frank talk. But anyway, fuck him. Right? There's Orangey. And guess what? Like, these guys are all coming back. All of them. Thread Guy's made some appearances here and there. He's like throttling it back a bit. They'll all be back. Banks, I don't know what to think of, by the way. I lean towards like scammer. But you know what? There's like scammer and then there's grifter. I don't know if it matters if there's a difference. Like Trump is a grifter. I think he's a grifter. I think they're all grifters. Yeah, I'm going to leave Thread Guy out of it entirely. I don't know why, but I think he's like, I just like Thread Guy. I think he's a good dude. That's maybe the best point, Cass. Who cares? Maybe it's not even worth wasting time on it. But here's the thing, too. They will be back. 1,000%. They will be back. And the timeline's going to welcome them back. Like, we'll give them shit at first. Right? When they come back, people will give them shit. And it'll last for 12 hours. And then they're going to be back to being celebrities on Spaces and running whatever's the new scam and the new game. And it's how it goes. It's so predictable. It's like, you know, when we talk about prices, to me, it's so predictable. We know what's coming. Those guys are definitely coming back. Meme coins are back. Those guys can make some money. They're going to be back. And they're already here. I think Frank still is actively trading. Right? This is only going to get bigger. Iraq, good morning, man. They'll be back. All right, let's take a look at crypto here this morning. Let's get that zoomed in a little bit. Dude, looking pretty good. Actually, let me refresh here. Looking pretty good. How are we? Dipped below 95K, but you saw just a moment before. Hit 95, a little above. Looking good. ETH actually still outperforming the rest, which is kind of interesting. 1,800 ETH. Ripple 228. Solana 147. Anything else we want to peek at here? Looking solid across the board. Again, we got some really cool shit coming, though. Good for crypto kind of stuff coming. Actually, great for crypto stuff. Looking at ETFs yesterday, another monster day, guys. Another one. Look at that. 591 mil in inflows. That's Bitcoin ETFs. The BlackRock ETFs, I believe, in that first column. A monster day. 970 mil in inflows. One of their biggest days yet. In fact, that might be their biggest day inflows. Almost $1 billion in inflows in the BlackRock ETFs. Wild stuff. On the ETH side, 64 million inflows. Not bad. For ETH, pretty damn good. I think we're seeing the writing on the wall that it's about to be ETH season, right? I don't think I'm alone there. I think it's about to be ETH season, alt season, even if people say the other side of that we may not get, an alt season here. I don't know. ETH should be cooking here soon. We talked and we'll talk more today about ordinals and why I think the price goes so high. And it has a lot to do with people holding a lot of Bitcoin. Some of these guys are continuing to grow those bags. 100 new whales with over 1,000 Bitcoin just since January. Fuck, guys. Just bumped that average up we had. The metric we were looking at, number of wallets with over 1 Bitcoin, there's almost 1 million of them. Almost 1 million. And their average holding is 18.5 Bitcoin each. Again, we bumped it up just a touch, just a little bit. It's a lot of money out there, guys. And check it out. Now, this is one of those things that might start snowballing. This might be like the domino starting to fall. We're talking Bitcoin strategic reserves. Yeah, the national one we got. We don't have any state ones yet, but we're one signature away. One. Arizona now the first state to have their SBR bill pass both the House and the Senate.
The clerk is instructed to record the action of the House and convey the bill to the Senate. Senate Bill 1086.
Senate Bill 1086, amending sections 28501 and 28505 IRS relating to transportation plans.
Damn, that was actually pretty boring. Okay, well, it's more exciting in our hearts, But there it is. Yeah, so Arizona, again, if this is signed into law, the state can spend up to 10% of their funds to invest in Bitcoin. Pretty big, guys. I wonder what they actually have to work with. I wonder what that number is. I don't know. Good morning, Murray and Drop King. Good morning, guys. Over on Abstract too. Good morning. I don't know what that number looks like, but yeah, great for Bitcoin. And again, the first of many. Now, what happens if that reaches the governor's desk and it's not signed, if it's rejected? That I don't know, and I have trouble seeing that, but expect many, many more to follow. We won't get 50 this time around, right? But more to follow, right? We had some states already see this not pass, so it's going to take a little time to get this through. Wyoming, I think, was one of them, which is kind of nuts. But again, more big developments. Where just so many interesting, like, breaking stories here in the past 24 hours. This was yesterday morning. I don't think we touched on it during the stream, but Coinbase launching a Bitcoin yield fund. Actually, I think we did talk about this yesterday. May 1st, 4 to 8% annualized returns. This is what is really going to bring people in, right? Earning yield on your crypto. This is what's going to bring normies in, especially when they get access to stable coins and they do the same thing. And that is definitely happening. Even if the conversation is all Bitcoin, which it is, but here's BlackRock CIO saying institutional investors focused on Bitcoin right now, as they should be. I like this too. Everything else, a distant second.
I'm not a deep enough student of kind of the institutional ecosystems in the other coins right now, but in terms of the conversations that we've had with institutional investors, they are really largely focused on Bitcoin right now, particularly in this environment. Ethereum is still a distant second. Yeah.
So we're not even talking about revenue generating protocols or anything like that.
And remember, we're talking about the institutional investors who are broadly in 60-40 equity bond portfolios and looking to figure out what the new sources of return and diversification will be for them.
Man, it's like we have to remind ourselves how early we are. And kind of like every cycle we have here in crypto, it starts with Bitcoin and then it rotates to alts and other types of assets. And we have all kinds of new like sectors in crypto being born here. We have so many ways for money to flow into this space. Sure, institutions are looking at Bitcoin. You have other types of investors looking at AI. And all of a sudden, we have all these AI cryptos for them to invest in. We have guys who invest in, infrastructure. We've got those kind of, it's going to get really, really interesting here in the next year. I mean, many, many, many years. But in the next year is when we see this really start to escalate. Right now, it's Bitcoin season. It is. So again, price predictions coming in for Bitcoin. We had a prediction yesterday that we'd see 210K Bitcoin by the end of this year. We have Standard Charter giving us a prediction, new all-time high around 120K Q2 in the next 3 months here. I like that prediction. I like it a lot. I think we're going to have a spicy May here. Again, I mentioned this a lot. I like money where my mouth is. I made a bet with a friend on that. Yeah, I think Bitcoin's going to be like 105K or so this month. I'm hoping so. For the sake of my bags, I'm hoping so. But either way, the spirit of that bet was it's not sell in May and walk away this time around. There's too many things going on. There's too many variables. There's too many catalysts for us to move. A lot of that stablecoin regulation. Maybe we get lucky and it's broader regulation, but M2, of course, we talk about. Everything is lined up perfectly. The time removed from the Bitcoin halving. There's just everything is kind of combining into this perfect storm. And pretty sure, did we look at God, dude, I need to get sleep or something. I'm trying to remember again yesterday. Google search trends. I think we pulled it up yesterday and I might as well just pull it up again now. But the prices we're seeing now, 94K Bitcoin with Google search trends at almost a 5-year low, almost. Yeah, we did pull this up, and I'm going to pull it up again. I think it matters a lot. The price we're at now with the trend, with these search trends being as low as they are, I'm sorry, to me means one thing and one thing only. Yeah, we did talk about, all-time high price brings people in. People think they're priced out. They're not. They're going to hear these predictions too. They're going to hear these Bitcoin price predictions of 200K. They're going to say, oh my God, I could get in right now. I thought I missed it, but I could buy right now and get a 2X. Or I can hold a few years. You're telling me you think bear case, we're going to 500K and maybe over $1 million. Like I could 10X my money in Bitcoin still. Like people don't get it yet. They don't. Yeah, I'll say it again. We're incredibly early in crypto still. Bitcoin. Now this is their own ranking system. It basically measures the all-time high interest and it puts a score at that point is 100. All-time high is 100. Anything else is compared against that, right? Like, I don't think there's technically a 0. Well, no, a 0 would be like no searches, no interest. We're at a 20 right now. We're 80% below all-time high, and that all-time high was May of 2021. We're almost, guys, at like bear market levels. We're at the level we were at just barely above, well, let's say October 2022. We're barely above where we were at September 2023, bear market levels. That is the public's interest in crypto. It hasn't changed. Other than this blip right here in November, right around the election, it hasn't changed. That's a very fair point, too. I still think there's another step in that learning, right? They're familiar with the term. People know it. But I think, you know what? Actually, Christian, that's a really, really awesome point. I wonder if they're searching, but if they're searching for something else now, it's not Bitcoin they search for. They know what it is. If searches for like blockchain or like blockchain ledger or there's something, because the next step when you know the name is to understand the use case, what it does, the utility. And there has to be a term that they search for that. That's really, well, hang on. Now let's check blockchain. Because again, that's a really good point. And there's going to be a point where they do start searching, though. Because again, when they hear that price, when they see predictions that Bitcoin is going to 210K this year, like if they look at Bitcoin at 94K and they think there's no gains left in it, they're not even searching. They don't care. They're not looking. So let's do just blockchain. I want to see if that's actually up. There's got to be a search. There's got to be a search that kind of rotates to. Maybe I'll do some investigating separately. Yeah, that's interesting. I still picture they search Bitcoin to learn like what's going on with it now. But either way, for sure they're going to be searching and coming to crypto, and it's that all-time high price that's really going to send them here. And that's coming. Now, Bitcoin season, yes, they're coming through Bitcoin, and the attention's there and institutions are focused on Bitcoin, but I talk about it now every day. Ooh, I like that. Hang on, let's check Solana. I would expect we see that really moving. Yeah, hang on. That's interesting. Okay, Bitcoin versus Solana here. Huh. Okay, if we zoom in, I think we'll see it a little better, but they're kind of in the same trend, and Solana's just significantly less than Bitcoin. Although I think it's giving that score like the 2 versus like Bitcoin. It's, you know what I mean? It's measuring the all-time high of the bigger one of the 2. So let me remove Bitcoin here. This is actually pretty cool, man. So here's Solana. Let's refresh again. Okay, so we're looking at Solana here. I mean, also it's at a 23, so barely above its top, but its top was back in January. January this year was all-time high, and you can thank the Trump token for that, right? Did Trump launch end of January? I think right around then, but Solana all-time high was January as far as searches. Dead, happy birthday, brother. The legend himself. There we go. All right, we did our happy birthdays to Dead just a bit earlier, but proper now with you here. Dude, great to see you. And you've been a great friend for a long time, man, so happy fucking birthday. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else there is to search for right now other than just being generally aware of this and how low it is. Again, this does mean something, the fact that all-time high for Solana was this year. And I'm just thinking again where we could, let's do meme coins. The site is kind of not working great right now. All right, let's refresh that. I mean, dude, I'm using ChatGPT all day, and I get a prompt yesterday to install the ChatGPT search extension. It's so much better. I mean, and Google has it now too, right? You know, Google's now, it's an AI result. In I think there's a way you can make that your primary search, right? That it searches with AI. Dude, different game, different world. It's awesome. All right, meme coins. Should I do meme coin or meme coins? Let's do meme coin. Yeah, what the fuck? Worldwide. And let's go past 5 years. I don't know if, yeah. Yeah, well, not working great. Copilot is Microsoft, is that right? Yeah, I mean, it's an AI world now. It is, and it's awesome. Yeah, I was very curious what these search trends for AI are. It's why man, we'll even talk about it here now. I normally try to save the AI stuff for the afternoon, but fuck it. I mean, it's about to be AI season, you know, it's round 2. Right? If we play the innings game, then in AI we're in the 3rd inning, 4th inning. I mean, I don't even know if that applies. It's so new. But yeah, I mean, check it out, man. We're almost at a $9 billion market cap. All-time high was what, 20 billion or so? Did we get to 22, 23? Maybe, but we're almost halfway to all-time high. We're like 40% of the way there. And it feels like just the start. We have a couple weeks coming up that could be really hot, talking about when the virtuals ACPs launch. And man, when that happens, I there's a lot of potential here for this stuff to get really, really spicy. I've got okay. So if you guys don't check the Swarm Report show, totally cool. You should. But I review very specific coins there because they're like my temperature check for the market, right? Like I check the meme sector of AI by looking at Fartcoin and Goat. That's how I keep my finger on the pulse of that, right? And they're both looking great. I keep my I keep my finger on the pulse of like the infrastructure plays by looking at ARC, something that launched in the mania of the last cycle that's down like terribly. But I am looking to see if an older infrastructure play survives, comes forward, actually like thrives in this market the second time around. So I look at ARC. I look at a new version of that, something like Prompt or Wayfinder, which that maybe is more in DeFi. Ask Venice, also one that launched at the tail end of that hype cycle, was supposed to cook. And again, timing sucks, but how does it perform as we ramp right back up? I check, trying to think what else was there. Fartcoin, Goat, Venice. God, there's one other there I'm missing. But anyway, we check in on these 6 specific coins, and they really do tell us a story. But like, I mean, at this point, it's everything up. And I think just to start, AIXBT, of course, got to 950 bill. Does it recapture all that value, or did people like, figure out what's the proper ceiling? I don't know. I think our potential is way higher than last time. And it relies on a lot of things like Bitcoin all-time high. Honestly, maybe Bitcoin smashing all-time high. Like really like that 200K prediction by the end of the year, right? Like that does something pretty magic to AI. And what if AI catches a whole different audience, like I was saying earlier, and it's even more money that comes into crypto because, look, not interested in Bitcoin, whoever would say that, but my interest is AI. I'm investing in AI via this. But also, like, meme coins are going to bleed into AI and not even bleed into it. Look, if meme coins, people saw how they could just crash and burn. And so if we're at a point now where people want some kind of like, I mean, this used to be a curse, but utility with their meme coin, it feels like AI is the perfect solution for meme coins. As simple as just a tool or a companion or something a little extra that your token gets you, again, gate access to whatever it is with that token. There's just so many different overlaps here with AI and tokens. I think the potential is so much bigger this time around. So 20 mil, yeah, I think going to be easy to get there. 40, 50 mil. I'm still going to, because I try to, well, okay, I'll say it like this. My bet was that we hit 100 mil, or excuse me, 100 bill. My bet was we'd hit 100 bill for the AI market cap. It's smart to like adjust your predictions, right? As you learn, you adjust these things. Like you don't have to be stuck in that stuff. I still see that potential. Like I want to adjust it down at this point. Maybe 40, 50 bill makes more sense, but I still see this way out there scenario where like we 10x from here. Like really high quality AI tools and platforms. And yeah, then we see the market cap maybe explode. Now, part of that too comes from something like FET, right? Something that had a token and it was actually multiple tokens that consolidated into one. And then its market cap, because it was already out there, just wasn't onboarded here. So actually really important point. This isn't comprehensive. It's pretty darn good, cookie.fun, but it's not all the AI coins. They're still onboarding stuff, right? So FET, maybe like 6 weeks ago, maybe 8 weeks ago, was added to the site. And just in a night, it pushed up the total market cap like over 1 or 2 billion. We'll probably see more of that. We'll probably see more tokens, big tokens that are added to the site and then tracked. So in theory, we could be at 15 bill right now. We just don't realize it. We could see a company like OpenAI actually launch a coin. And all of a sudden, it's a whole different game here. That's why I kind of lean towards AI crypto, maybe hitting that 100 bill market cap. I probably want to stick with that. And I will. I'll stick with that till I'm convinced that won't happen. It's out there. It's an out there prediction. Good morning, Bang. By the way, let's see how the swarm is doing because, look, just personal opinion. This is our AI agent here, right? This is ours. Is in the virtuals ACP. Will be in the swarm with AI XVC, with AI XBT, all working together. Velvet Unicorn, Degency. Man, I feel like I had somebody else. Oh, Loki, of course, Loki AI. Dude, it's going to get really interesting. This will be the talk of crypto Twitter. This will be it. In a couple of weeks when this goes live, the swarms, the virtual ACP swarms are going to be the talk of crypto. Beyond just the AIs, like this is what crypto Twitter will be talking about, is these virtual swarms. And they should be for a while because people are going to be watching to see how they perform. And I know people are waiting and watching to see how do they take part in it. How do they actually get exposure to it, right? These swarms, they communicate in the virtual token. There's going to be a way, I'm just assuming here, I don't know, but there's going to be a way that the agents themselves benefit from this too. I don't know how. And then I think there's a way that people, holders here get exposure to it as well, as in maybe right now, if you hold Swarm, you're getting virtual points every month, right? Maybe if you're holding Swarm, you're actually going to get some of the actual Swarm itself, the ACP, some of its tokens or points, right? There will be another token minted from this. I'm just assuming that. I don't know it, but I'm assuming like the Autonomous Hedge Fund Trading DAO is going to have its own token as well. We'll see how it plays out. Yeah, dude, I saw that. Yep. Yeah, I don't even know how much they sold and how big a holder they are, but yep. Yeah, people, it's a token. People are going to take their profits. Yeah, what did they sell? A couple $1,000 worth? And it looks like here, we'll pull up the Swarm. Why not? But it is definitely getting more attention on Cookie. Mineshare's up a little bit. I do think we'll see that climb quite a bit. Again, all the virtuals ACP agents will get a good amount of attention. But yeah, nice a nice couple of days here. And past 24 hours, like extra nice. Pudgy Grandpa, good to see you, man. Almost 8K worth. Wow. Yeah, dude. Yeah, these coins are there to what? Oh, I didn't even have that on screen. They're to be traded. So yeah, excited for the next couple of weeks. Market cap 1.2 mil. Again, just my own personal thoughts. All these agents in the virtuals ACP, the Swarm, tons of potential, tons. We saw what happened last cycle. Should get fun. Should get really, really fun. Now, kind of branching out from there, guys, stable coins. I still believe, like to my core, that stable coins is how we really get people in. And if we look back at like the Coinbase Bitcoin fund, right, where people can earn yield, stable coins, the exact same thing. The exact same things. And we're going to get stablecoin regulation here, guys, maybe really, really soon. In fact, I saw a story that like something I've been thinking about, but it's like, I think it's a light bulb moment for a lot of people related to stablecoins. And I'll show that. But first, MasterCard news. Announced end-to-end capabilities to support stablecoins. Look at this. Payments can be made or received using them anytime, anywhere. Wow, yeah. Empowers consumers and businesses to use stablecoins as easily as money in their bank account. Dude, this is a big deal, and we keep getting announcements like this, and they're very stablecoin focused. Again, in the next like week, we might get Stables Act voted on. We might, if it's not, withdrawn and delayed to kind of adjust that bill. Man, we might get stablecoin regulation really soon. And I know there's a major tie-in with our economy here. There's a story out there that really caught my attention. I'll show that here. But here you go. Some details about the MasterCard announcement. This is a partnership with OKX and Nuvei. They'll issue the card, settle payments in stablecoins like USDC. Expand wallet integrations with platforms like MetaMask, Kraken, Gemini, Binance. Merchant options to receive stablecoin payments directly. On-chain remittance tools through MasterCard Crypto Credential. Look at this stuff, man. I mean, we're getting to the promised land here, and it's you got to thank stablecoins for it. Again, this regulation that comes, and again, in a week it could be voted on, is going to be the thing that sends this market. Aside, not counting Bitcoin strategic reserve details, like how we're buying Bitcoin. Aside from that, stablecoin regulation, floodgates burst wide open. Looks like Ledger What do they got here? 5 to 10% yield on stablecoins held via self-custody. Dude, this is how you get normies in. Hold your money not in your bank account, just hold it in your wallet and earn. These are stable coins going to be backed with like treasuries. And it's going to get really competitive, right? Oh, dude, yeah, dude. Drop King, nothing to be sorry about. Abso-fucking-lutely, man. That is the game. Yep, absolutely the game. Yields on stablecoins right now, it's only going to get more competitive, guys. It is. There's going to be so many stablecoin options. That competition makes it so good for us. On Solana, you can get 4.67%. On Ethereum, 5%. On Base, 6%. Like, I mean, pretty spicy. Pretty spicy. Only going to grow. But this is where it gets really, really exciting. I'll play this clip here, and we'll read through this.
And we are going to put a lot of thought into the stablecoin regime. And as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stablecoins to do that. Thank you.
I mean, their words. They're saying it. It's hard to not be really, really, really excited about this stuff. So that stablecoin legislation that's mentioned in this post here, and this post is from 3 weeks ago. And now we know the Stables Act is potentially being voted on in a week. They might rush it through. This might be something that just saves the economy. It saves our ass at a time where we actually need it. Because to have those stablecoins, you have to back it with US dollars to be compliant here in the States, treasuries. We've been talking about that lately. All of a sudden, a rush by these companies to buy up these treasuries to back their stablecoins. Man, could be really, really spicy what this does for our economy. Now, I also heard of these like Bitcoin-backed treasuries too, and I'm a lot less familiar of what that would look like and how that would work and what that would do for the economy. But, you know, just going by words and what it feels like that would be not a small deal.
America's national debt is exploding past $36 trillion. And now a bold new idea is catching attention inside of Washington, one that links treasury bonds with Bitcoin. It's called BitBonds. They look like regular US government bonds, but under the hood, they're built to stack Bitcoin automatically. No crypto wallets, no exchanges, just a government.
I don't want to listen to that, but you get the idea. You get the idea. Now, it's back to stablecoin legislation. It might be here really, really fast. Really fast. And it might be something that props us back up and gets us cooking here in the very short term. And I'll say at least this summer, the time where we're expected in Q2 to hit all-time high and time that with this global money supply at an all-time high. We're stacking up for something really, potentially really, really awesome here. Man. MetaMask partnered with CompoSecure and banks to launch a self-custody crypto card backed by MasterCard. So MasterCard with a couple of big announcements here. Telling you, things are escalating. This comes out next month, not next month, but Q2. So sometime in the next 3 months here, that's coming. Debit card payments authorized via smart contracts. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. The game's changing. It's coming on crypto rails. And on top of that, it's happening and moving here to the States. We've not seen how this plays out as far as the ripple effects in a good way. What it looks like when the U.S. is the crypto capital of the world, as Donald Trump said he's intending here. You got MoonPay now in New York City. You got a new U.S. headquarters there. Yeah, maybe a crypto real estate boom. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked. Exciting stuff, man. All right, let's peek at the NFT market here. Again, we had that big pudgy sale. We'll look at that again, see if that trader was actually up. 12.8 mil in cross-chain sales yesterday. Sellers were down, buyers were down, transactions down, average sale price down, trade profits still 1 1.2 mil in the negative. We just cannot seem to get out of that territory. Doesn't matter what we do. That said, we haven't really had an NFT season this cycle. We've had a couple moments, but NFT season just hasn't happened yet. Your top collections here. It's Courtyard on top, followed by D-Market, Guardian Heroes, Pudgy Penguins, Guardian Avatars, Bored Apes, Gemesis starting to cook. Look at that. Paradise, still think laundering, Bored Apes, and Shan Heijing. I don't know. No idea. No idea what it is. And then your top sale, again, it's that Pudgy Penguin, 200 $360,000. But yeah, let's check out how the trader did. And I think they took a loss here. Maybe. Oh, maybe not. Hang on. Is that right? I thought I read out there that this was sold at a loss, maybe, but I don't think that's the case. Unless the previous sale was a loss. This was bought a month ago for 60 ETH. Wow, $115,000. Okay, before that, 3 years ago, 400 ETH, $647,000. The last trader actually was up on this pretty decently, like really, really decently. Do we know who bought it? Because if not, I'm just going to speculate on who. I'm just going to speculate. In fact, I'm going to search. Pudgy. All right, let me see if we can find out. Because here's what I want to pretend. I want to pretend that it's Lucanet's buying it. Right? Lucanet said he's about to deploy into ETH NFTs. I imagine he's going to go sweep up some Pudgies. Probably go grab a rare one. I'm feeling like... Is that true? This is actually like it could be true. This is actually it's designed like a little Pudgy. The little hair thing. He's the father of the little Pudgies. It's a cool little bit of lore. I like that. That's pretty cool. I want to imagine that Luca bought this. And it's him, crafting this narrative that he, goes against like the norms. Right? As the only left-facing penguin in the collection. Most NFTs are right-facing. I picture it too if he's like, of creating content, he can make that one facing like the whole crowd of Pudgy Penguins. There's something that would work here if Luca bought it. It would be pretty fitting. He's got his Pudgy already, right? Like everybody knows Luca. And you can picture the Pudgy Penguin he has, right? Here. Let's pull it up. Let's take a peek. So yeah, this is here's the Pudgy Luca's known for. Again, won't be surprised to see him change and switch to the left-facing guy. Just a feeling. He retweeted it. It's a big sale. Of course he would. But do we think he could have purchased it? I think so. If I were a betting man, just for fun. Like, just for fun. It was on Gandhi, by the way. It's a lending platform. NFT lending. So yeah, I hope we find that out soon as far as who the buyer is. But nice sale. Big one. Right in time. We need something like that. Again, NFT season is coming. Other big sales. We have some Bored Apes. Nothing crazy yesterday, actually. Some Bored Apes. A couple more Beeples moved. I like that. Beeple Spring Collection. That's that Elon Musk Doge one. Yeah. Yep. Nice one. Other than that, known origin. Okay, we'll just assume that's an X copy. In Good Vibes Club, which I keep tabs on as much as I can. This is the stuff I pay attention for. Stuff that's not going to register in like top sales, but it still means probably the same thing, as in people getting ahead of like a potential run. You got one trader. It's one guy who swept up 5 of these Pepe hoodies, 1 ETH plus each. And it just shows you that conviction that some of these people have in certain collections, right? You guys hear it from me on Good Vibes Club all the time. And that's why I'm going to point out something like this. This shows it in a different way. Let's peek at that collection. And I'll talk about them a lot because I think there's a ton of upside there. I think people are going to be, I think people are going to have a lot of fun in that collection. Yeah, let's peek at Good Vibes. I want to see how many sales like above floor we're seeing. Usually a good indicator. 0.44. Like they did what I thought, which is pull back, but they did not pull back much, settling at a higher low. I thought we'd see them in the 0.3s. I'm actually pretty darn surprised to see them settling above 0.4. But oh, dude, those Nouns glasses, those guys don't let them go, do they? Yeah, they're probably an ETH floor, right? Nobody's letting those go. But yeah, here's some of those Pepe sales. I mean, plenty of sales above, well above the floor. But yeah, here's a Nouns glasses for almost. Oh no, not quite Nouns. No, but that guy went for 1.69 ETH. He's a nice one. Yeah, I mean, it's all these pieces going above floor. This is Brian Brinkman's. You guys know the artist Brian Brinkman. Sold this to somebody well above the floor too, just because he liked how it looked. I made a run at this guy a few weeks back. Oh, well, last week, I should say. So good looking. But again, people collecting here. People collecting because, like, I mean, guys, when you collect like this, it means you have confidence that you're not going to lose, or that you're making a good investment that it's going to be up to. So yeah, looking strong over here still. Still, not surprised. Some more. I got some random headlines for you, but oh wow, Thruster. Thruster was a big name on Blast, guys. Jeez. Thruster was one of the biggest names, biggest applications on Blast, shutting down. Potentially. NFT Stats had tweeted this out and deleted it off, right? So tweet's not there anymore, but looks like that's happening. Thruster's going to refund investors 30% of their investment. Again, I don't know if it's true because that tweet's not there anymore, but not great. Blast is in trouble. We'll see. We'll see. What else? Ordinal's not looking great. It's fair to say that. Ordinal's not looking great. It's down over there. We'll even peek back at Magic Eden. Dude, they're just in a rough spot. And actually, this tweet, it's pointing out the problem there. It is the community. It doesn't matter what Discord you're in or where you're talking about it. If people are talking about Ordinals, they're talking about how dog shit the community is, right? Just that's the conversation. That's the only thing Ordinals has going for it right now, how shit the community is. It's a bummer. But it also it's like the Bitcoin conversation. We're at this price with nobody searching it. And I can say the same thing here about Ordinals. We're at these prices with max FUD. Nobody giving a shit. Nobody caring. And while we're there, Taproot Wizards are $14,000 and Puppets are $3,000 and Quantum Cats are almost $4,000, right? Like when the attention comes back, when the vibes come back, when people come back and maybe more like the influencer guys and start talking about this stuff in the way it deserves, right? Like forget the community, talk about how important the assets are. Dude, that snowball effect. I imagine Luca Nets ends up being a buyer over here too, right? I imagine when Luca goes on a shopping spree, he's going to say a couple nice words about Taproot Wizards, and I think things get spicy. That feels pretty obvious. And fuck it, we'll just do that price prediction. Now, I'm not going to go down I'm not really going down the price prediction rabbit hole, but like we said yesterday, like I said earlier, just about what I know is coming for Bitcoin. That is it. The higher Bitcoin is, the more people are willing to spend it on Ordinals. I would bet on it. It's human nature. It's not people are going to be too worried to part with their Bitcoin because it's worth so much. It's that they've got so much Bitcoin. They don't mind parting with one. If you're rational, you don't think like that. But yeah, don't think rational. That's probably the biggest mistake you can make here. That's mid-curving it, right? Yeah, you don't mid-curve this stuff. Not in a emotional market here. And then finally, by the way, drop me any headlines I might have missed out there today, guys. I'm sure there's plenty. Oh, like I said, there were some headlines that dropped at the beginning. I actually forgot to show those, and let me do that real quick. Tether, they got their new stablecoin USDT 0 or O, launched on Flare networks. I don't know why it matters. It's omni-chain, so that's why. Gasless on the Flare. APY up to 30%. You know, again, just tons and tons of stablecoin news, and really just the start. Just going to see that escalate after legislation passes. 21 shares filed for a Doge ETF. Love that. Just good stories all around. But back to Nikita Bayer. Okay, so talking about this platform called Believe, TLDR on it, it's like reply to a tweet by tagging this Believe account, I think is what you tag, and it mints you a token, creates you a meme coin, which is super interesting because people just gave Jesse Pollock shit for content coins, right? Tokenize everything. He got endless shit for that. Believe is the same thing. Reply to a tweet, it tokenizes the tweet. And I think because Nikita's talking about it, people love it. I get why. And his explanation here is pretty awesome. But when a product's core flow automatically spreads it to new users, usually keeps growing until the market's saturated. I like that. Base and Zora don't do that. Base, you got to go through an extra step. I have to go and click through a couple things and upload a file and like write multiple steps if I want to create a coin, as opposed to something like this where I literally just reply in a tweet I'm already in. Makes sense. But yeah, example, Instagram, posting on a photo, shares it on Facebook. Gas app, every poll sent was shared to Snapchat, right? Something like that. Like you're in it, you use it, it does something else too. That's what this Believe app does. They got a token just because Nikita's talking about it. I wonder if that's worth peeking at here, but interesting stuff. All right, I'm going to scan the timeline here just to see if we got any other big stories. My favorite thing of the day was, oh, wow. Cardone Capital acquiring 1,000 Bitcoin. None of this is shocking anymore, right? Like we expect these kind of stories, and like at this point, kind of expecting them awesome. Oh, wow. Amazon announcing they're going to put a tariff price next to every item they sell. Wow. Dude, that's wild.
Secretary, so it was reported this morning that Amazon will soon display a little number next to the price of each product that shows how much the Trump tariffs are adding to the cost of each product. So isn't that a perfect crystal clear demonstration that it's the American consumer and not China who is going to have to pay for these policies?
I will take this since I just got off the phone with the president about Amazon's announcement. This is a hostile and political act by Amazon. Why didn't Amazon do this when the Biden administration hiked inflation to the highest level in 40 years? And I would also add—
That's so silly, man. Whatever. That's so stupid. But it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, let's peek. Let's do one last scan here too. Again, keeping my eye on Dubai and any announcements and partnerships and breaking stories out of there. I'm sure we're going to get some. Ooh, interesting. I wonder if OpenServe is coming with robots or something. I'm a little scared of my timeline, to be honest. I don't know if this is smart here. Probably not. Probably not. And then one last story from Good Vibes Club. Badge Explorer. More badges. Oh, you can search for badges on their site. Okay. No biggie unless you're in GVC. Then you like it. Then you probably like it. Anyway, guys, there is your update for the day. No. Hang on. I don't say that here. I say that on the afternoon show. Strike that. What else are we going to say? Guys, subscribe to the newsletter if you're not already. That'll be dropping this afternoon. I'm going to grab a link and drop it in the chat here. Covering the past week, which, by the way, if you're watching the show, you're pretty dialed in. But you should subscribe anyways, right? Boom. Subscribe here. Dropping this afternoon. And then, yes, this afternoon, we've got the Swarm Report. So hitting the latest in AI. Yes, we'll be back on cookie.fun and checking out the top tokens in AI. But then all the top stories, and there's plenty of them. I think we've got some more OpenAI ChatGPT updates coming, some new models launched across other platforms, other AI companies. There's a lot going on. So we'll hit all that over there. Guys, have a great morning. If I don't see you later, have a great afternoon. And I'll see you back here tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern time on Chain Reactor. Smash the like on your way out and follow and subscribe. Crypto Slam over on YouTube. Guys, we'll see you later. Peace.